The following is a paid presentation of VGH Industries. Viewer discretion is advised. So, do we want to go over our homework assignment, or do we want to go over the other demo?
Should we go right into it?
I think so, because I'd like to know what you guys...
Okay.
First of all, I want to know why you... Well, I kind of know, but I'd like to know, DJ, in your words, why you asked us to play Asura's Wrath.
Okay, so yeah, last week at the very end of the show, I think I told Paul and Randy they had to play the Asura's Wrath demo from Capcom that came out recently. And then they both went and played it. And I played it as well, which is why I suggested
because
it.
I always do the things DJ tells me to do.
It's taken a very long time to train you, but no. But no, so
you're coming along nicely finally.
yes. No, so we've all played it.
Yes, sir.
And I just have to ask you guys, what is going on with this demo? What is happening? And I mean that in two ways. So first of all, you're dropped right into the middle of the game. I think you play like 2 chapters that are fairly far along. So immediately you have no idea what's going on story-wise.
No.
And there's just people screaming, and you're fighting a giant god who's bigger than the planet.
Yep.
Not at
Lots
first.
of sort of grand declarations. Asura, you will never defeat me. And I'm like, wait, why? Why am I defeating you?
Yeah. So then there's that. There's that level of confusion. And the second level is there a game somewhere in here, or is it just QuickTime events?
My goodness, what a horrible way to introduce people to your new IP.
Yeah. I got the impression that somebody thought, what if we combined Bayonetta with Heavy Rain?
Oh. You know what I thought? I thought it was like Capcom was thinking, you know, that God of War game is kind of cool. Let's make our own fucked up Japanese version of it. And then just Capcom sensibilities were thrown in. I don't know.
I don't know. That really sums it up. Like, the whole time I was playing it, I mean, leading up to this, I hadn't been following that closely. From the videos I've seen, it looks sort of like a brawler. Like, because you're this big, chunky guy, and he has these martial arts moves.
Me.
But they throw you into this demo, and preceded by this, you know, the typical control explanation, which is your controller, and it has like a million different descriptions
It was
tagged
very
to it.
intimidating.
And you spend the 5 seconds of loading time frantically trying to memorize everything. And then it just drops you into the game. I don't think you use any of it. Any of those controls, except for maybe a short segment in the second half. But most of the time you're just, you know, pushing triangle when it tells you to. Or flicking the analog stick, all in time with these really overwrought cinematic sequences. And, you know, there were a few times when I actually put down the controller and I was wondering if I was going to need to pick it up again by the time the demo ended. And it's just, I don't know what they're going for. Like, I don't think you guys were convinced that you want to play this game based on the demo, right?
Well, my brother-in-law came to visit over the weekend, and he walked in while I was playing it, and his first reaction was like, well, what the hell is going on? And I mean, those weren't his exact words, but that was basically, you know, his question to me. And I'm like, dude, when I find out, I will let you know. And in the second half, like you said, the game starts you off in the middle. I think it's chapters 5 and 11, which is like fucking weird decision-making there. I don't know why you would do that. But like you said, the first chapter 5 was QuickTime event the game, and then the second one was this ridiculous Dragon Ball Z style brawler with these most absurd one-liners like, "You'll never defeat me, Asura." Oh yeah, and then he'll just get like all angry, and it's just like, what?
That's a lot of
and it'll
Yeah,
flash
yes,
back.
there was a lot of yelling in it. Yep.
The game flashes back to Asura's daughter, and I'm like, what?
I think my reaction was, what's going on? What is this? And I wasn't sure if it, like, was it supposed to be funny? Was it a joke? Or was it, and I wasn't sure why you wanted us to play it. Did you want us to play it because you really liked it and thought,
Oh God.
Randy and Paul will really like this as well, or Paul will like it and Randy will think it's ridiculous. I wasn't sure what your motivation
Yeah.
was. I had no clue what was going on. It was, it's very unusual. It's Yeah, it's definitely not anything that I would ever sort of respond to if like I saw it on a shelf or saw a trailer for it. But yeah, it had a lot of other sort of game things kind of jammed into it. Paul said God of War. I definitely felt like there was that like the quick timiness of something like Heavy Rain with like Dragon Ball Z kind of graphics and stuff. And it was totally ludicrous, and I kept wondering, is it a joke? Is it supposed to be sort of ridiculous, or is it? Is it Saints Row or is it Heavy Rain?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
Maybe I can try and paint a picture for our listeners who haven't played it. But at one point during the second half of the demo, the protagonist, Asura, is stabbed through the chest by a sword that is literally the length of Earth, actually longer than Earth. And he is pushed through Earth, through the core, and comes out the other side by this, and he has like this giant samurai blade. It's sticking through him. I don't know, it's difficult to try and paint that picture, but just close your eyes and imagine planet Earth with a sword sticking through it, and a guy at the end, skewered on the end of the sword, and that's Azura's wrath.
It's so weird. I've never played anything like this before, and
it is pretty unique. Yes,
it's unique. Yes, I'm like, after all the dust had settled, and it was like, thank you for playing the demo out, spring, whatever. I was just thinking, like, well, if I buy the full game, how much of that can I expect to see throughout the rest of the game? Like, is it all just cinematics and with occasional button presses, or are you doing some combat once in a while? And just a really weird snapshot to put out there.
It wasn't, much of a, in terms of like a vertical slice of sort of going, here's some of the things you'll experience when you play Asura. It didn't feel like that at all. It sort of felt like, somebody said, oh, that boss battle with this one guy is really cool. Let's put that in the demo.
Yeah.
And I felt sort of contextless.
Right. That's a good word for it, context.
Yes. Yeah, it was just like you get thrown into this blender of insanity, and you're just expected to muddle your way through it.
And maybe I just sort of want it to be more than it was, but I don't know. Yeah, it was very bizarre.
Anyway, Capcom has come out with some post on their blog detailing how it's actually based on, I think, Journey to the West. Is that the same story that Enslaved was based on, actually?
Oh, like an Enslaved, yeah.
Yeah, and they were talking about how they were trying to pull all this material from the story. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe, if I was more familiar with it, I would have gotten more out of that. But I'll put a link to it so you can go check it out. Maybe there's some more to appreciate than the demo would impart. But if you're looking for just a really weird time and you've got 20 minutes, I wholeheartedly recommend you check out this demo.
I do too.
Yeah.
If only to see, just how fucking weird it is. It's an experience that I won't forget anytime soon. If that makes any sense.
Strange.
Did I enjoy it? I'm still trying to figure out if I did or not. I'll get back to it. I don't know.
I'm willing to go out on a limb and say I did not enjoy it.
Well, I was laughing my ass off at the end, so that was enjoyment for me. I was crying.
I was just staring at the screen in bewilderment.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, thank you guys for indulging me in this little assignment. Azura's Wrath, everybody. Well, what else have we got? What else have we been playing this week?